So here's a weird story that definitely wasn't on my bingo card this year. In fact, I don't know that it would have been on anybody's bingo card, except for the fact that it is about two people that I find, well, they're both quite detestable, but they are, well, both morally reprehensible. Anyway, but the cream in the coffee, the icing on the cake is the fact that it also involves Disney getting sued again, which is fascinating. Well, I think you're going to love it. Let's jump in. First, we'll start off with the traditional. Yes, I do sponsor myself right down here. Beachpunk.us is absolutely my brand. I'm very, very proud of it. And I have to tell you that you can find some amazing gear over there. It's absolutely incredible. I don't know that you'll find higher quality gear that's for content channels like myself other than over at our store. So do check that out. I think you'll love it. But let's jump into the story itself, which is mind blowing. So we have a lot of different sources. I did that on purpose. Obviously, we're going to start with Deadline here. And in the Deadline headline, fun thing to say. Yeah, George Santos slaps Jimmy Kimmel and Disney with irony free fraud suit over cameo pranks and deliberate deception. Now, what's weird is I'm going to say he has a case, despite the fact that I'm not a big fan of this man. Well, either of these men, or actually, I'm becoming less of a fan of Disney every day. Many of you probably are too, as I bump the heck out of the microphone. But it is it's crazy. I didn't think I'd be doing another story. This is the one I got to pick. I didn't get to pick it. Kind of picked me, and yeah. But there are shenanigans here. There's a legal claim. Santos is suing Jimmy Kimmel and Disney over cameo prank fraud. And this is true. Now, the former congressman, according to the sub headline here, is actually seeking $750,000 from the late night host. Well, when you sue, especially if somebody's attached to a big entity, lots of deep pockets, well, you sue everybody. You try to get your hand in the most amount of pockets. $750,000. It's a lot of pockets. So you have the variety version of this article saying Santos sues Kimmel over alleged misuse of cameo videos. Alleged is not even a word that should be in here. There are very clear terms of service that are utilized for cameo for these kinds of reasons. And we'll get over to the real news story here, which surprisingly is from, well, no, I guess it's not surprisingly, from Comcast. I mean, NBC. NBC Universal has an adversarial relationship with Disney, and that's putting it kindly. So, former rep George Santos sues Jimmy Kimmel, accuses him of misusing cameo videos. He says Kimmel provided phony names, problem one, and narratives, problem two. The lawsuit says, and sent fake requests from fake user profiles created by Kimmel as part of the fraud. Is this fraudulent? Perhaps. So here's the real story. Former rep George Santos filed a civil suit against Jimmy Kimmel on Saturday, accusing the late night television host of using fake names to request cameo videos from the former lawmaker and then misusing them on his show. I didn't see the show, so I don't know. Might be worth a gander, though. Maybe we'll all go check out some clips, see if we can find them, because they won't be up for long, I strongly suspect. Now, Santos sued Kimmel for copyright infringement, fraud, breach of contract, and unjust enrichment. He's seeking $750,000 in damages. Santos said that the lawsuit is filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, that Kimmel submitted at least 14 requests, wow, for clips on the Cameo site where celebrities sell short, personalized video messages. Kimmel provided phony names and narratives, the lawsuit says, and sent fake requests from fake user profiles created by Kimmel as part of the fraud. The lawsuit was first reported by, you guessed it, the New York Post. They've been nailing a lot of headlines lately. In It says, excuse me, that Kimmel chose the personal use licenses. Whoa, for all the cameo videos, which means they're not for commercial use. He used them on a commercial television program. Yikes. He had the intention to violate such licenses by broadcasting, and there's the magic word, commercially exploiting the cameo videos on national television. Oh boy, this could be for real. Representatives for Kimmel did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Saturday. I bet not. And NBC News also reached out to ABC and Disney. Super fun. Both named as defendants for comment. Oh, if this doesn't fill up your joy bucket. Oh, if this doesn't fill up your joy bucket on a weekend, I don't know what will. But the lawsuit says that Kimmel began using the videos on Jimmy Kimmel Live in December, telling his audience that Santos had a new gig making videos on Cameo for $400 a pop. I think it would be interesting to find out if Jimmy does Cameo videos. I know a lot of celebrities do, and a lot of quote unquote influencers as well. But anyway. And of course, Kimmel could not resist sending him ridiculous requests. Some of the videos were played, wow, during a segment titled Will Santos Say It? That is commercial exploitation, by the way. So during a December 11th episode of the show, Kimmel joked about possibly getting sued by Santos, according to the lawsuit. Well, at least he knew what was going to happen. $750,000. There might be more damages there than that. We'll have to see. Could you imagine if I get sued by George Santos for fraud? I mean, how good would that be? It would be a dream come true. I don't think you know what that means, Jimmy. You're going to irritate the people that pay you. Anyway, so since I started buying his videos, his rates went way up to $500 a piece. He should be thanking me for buying these videos. Anyway, Kimmel then played two more of the videos, the suit says. The lawyer for Santos sent Kimmel a cease and desist letter on December 12th and demanded that the videos be removed from YouTube, oh boy, and TikTok accounts associated with the show. Guys, you want to own a piece of history? Go out there and see if these videos are still up and you can download them as clips. Oh, Kimmel, why would you do this? Disney has enough trouble. They're getting sued constantly, regularly, daily, it seems. The bad news is flowing. Why would you put your employers in this position? I mean, in December, they were already dealing with a hot mess, right? They have a lot of negative press right now. This isn't going to help. And Elon, you don't think Elon's going to dunk on this over here? Of course he is. Of course he is. Wow. I continue to find it strange that people who should know better do things like this. One of the most important things is to speak plainly about things, but also kind of isolate yourself from some backlash that could occur. It's quite possible, as somebody in my position could be sued for saying the wrong thing. Anybody could be. This is not great, especially if the element of fraud is present, and the fine print in Cameo is pretty clear. If you read through it, you are not allowed to do what Jimmy Kimmel just did if you say it's for personal use. He may have gotten personal amusement out of the joke, and that would have been all well and fine. He probably could have shared it with his friends and maybe some family members. But the minute that gets put out there for literal commercial use, well, that's a whole new kettle of fish. That's opening a can of worms. I can use a bunch of those phrases, but that's not the point. The point is, This might have some this might have some sauce to it. This might be spicy enough that it'll go the distance. I don't think you're going to get summary dismissal. I think this hits a courtroom. And it doesn't matter in this case that both of these are public figures. Man, Disney's in another pickle. Well, I don't feel bad for them. Do you? Anyway, let me know what you think. Are you amused by this? Are you self satisfied by this? Are you disgusted by this? I don't know. I'm kind of all three at the same time, but that may be just me. Anyway, feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And wow, if you have anything else, do chime in as well. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see you.